Blackwater Hattie lives back in the swamp where the big green reptiles crawl, where snakes hang thick from the cypress trees like smokehouse sausage on the walls. The swamp is alive with 1,000 eyes, and all of them watching you. Stay off the track of Hattie's shack in the back of the Black Bayou. Way up the road from Hattie's shack lies a sleepy little Okeechobee town. Talk of Swamp Witch Hattie lock you in when the sun go down. Rumors of what she'd done, rumors of what she'd do, kept folks off the track of Hattie's shack in the back of the Black Bayou. Then one day the rains came on and the swamp water overflowed. Skaters and fever grabbed the town like a fist. Dr. Jackson was the first to go. Some say the plague was brought by Hattie. There was talk of the hanging, too. But the talk got shackled by the howls and the cackles from the bowels of the Black Bayou. Then one morning, between dark and dawn, when shadows filled the sky, there came an unseen caller on a town where hope run dry. In the square they found a big black round, a back full of burgling brew. Whispering sounds as the folks gathered round. It came from the Black Bayou. Ain't much pride when you're trapped inside a slowly sinking ship. They scooped up the liquid deep and green, and the whole town took a sip. The fever went away, and the very next day, again the skies were blue. Well, let's thank old Hattie for saving our town. We'll fetch her from the Black Bayou. Party of 10 of the town's best men headed for Hattie's shack. Said Swamp Witch magic was useful and good, and we're going to bring Hattie back. Well, they never found Hattie, they never found the shack, and they never made a trip back in. Just a parchment note they found tacked to a stump. Said, don't come looking again.
Hello. Welcome to this episode of Realms of Wicca. What you just seen in the video before this was a dramatization that we created to show the stereotyped image of witchcraft that's been promoted for the past 300 years. What we want to look at is in our modern age of democracy, witches and Wiccans don't live that lifestyle. Some of them may live that kind of lifestyle. A lot of us don't. And that's perfectly fine. But to get locked into, if you're going to practice Wicca or some form of witchcraft, that you have to live or become that stereotyped image of what a witch used to be or what it's interpreted to be is incorrect. I happen to know Wiccans that are medical doctors. I know Wiccans who are attorneys. I know Wiccans that make good money every year. And you wouldn't know that they were Wiccan unless you happen to be in their ceremonies. So, what we're doing at today is looking at the stereotypes. Years ago, if you use the word witch, you looked upon with a derogatory meaning. A lot of witches today don't like using the word witch because it has too many negative connotations with it. You know, we're never going to bring back the power of the word. You know, it's like the swastika. Hitler warped that magical symbol. It can never be used again. It's always associated with Nazis. So, here at the Southern Delta Church of Wicca, we're just looking at stereotypes and understanding that Wiccans, witches, pagans, are just like everybody else. We live, work in our communities, we work our jobs, we care about our communities, and we contribute back to our communities, all while we're worshiping our gods in our faith. What I'm doing today, this is the 4th year that we put a float in the annual Christmas parade here in Lake City. This year, as you can see, trying to get it ready, and this year we're doing the Polar Express. First year we entered the parade, we won the first place trophy for best church float. So, when you're thinking about what you're wanting to do with your religion and how you want to emphasize it, if you want to live like Swamp Witch Hattie, that you got the perfect right to do so, but you don't have to. This is an individualized way of worshiping your gods. But here at Southern Delta and a lot of other, there's some Wiccan churches out there that all they do is prison ministries. That's all they do. There's other Wiccan churches out there that follow a more standard thing. But Wicca is so varied and so wide these days that you cannot look at one stereotype and say this is what Wicca is. Wicca encompasses all walks of life. So I'm going to go back to work. So next time, keep the faith. Terry Riley here for Realms of Wicca. Thank you very much.